Hey there, this is Dave from the Author's Reserve, and today I'm going to do something a little bit special. I'm going to go through my favorite pens from 2024. This was a good year for me. I grossly expanded my pen collection and really got my pen hobby addiction kicked into high gear, and I am not going to apologize for that, not one bit. I've enjoyed every moment of this, and it's just been a really great experience. I also blew up my ink collection, which is another passion of mine, and you smash those two together along with some paper experimenting, and you've got this trifecta of just really great hobby. So I would like to talk about the pens, though, the ones that stood out for me this year. We're going to break it down into two categories. But before we break it down into two categories, I want to talk about my workhorses that work with me every single day. And those are these two pens, which didn't make it into the other categories for some reason. I just didn't have room. It was definitely a Sophie's choice. The Lamy 2000. I think this is just an astounding pen. It's you know, designed in 1967, and it looks like the future. It looks like it's something out of 10 years from now. I really enjoy this Bauhaus design. The Macrolon's nice to the touch, and you can get it in a variety of nib sizes. I actually own four of these now, all in different nib sizes, including one custom ground in Architect. Then there's this one here, and this one is probably the one that kickstarted my hobby this year. I've always been into pens. I just, kind of kept it under wraps and under control a little bit. But the Pilot Capless or Pilot Vanishing Point, depending on where you are, I grabbed one of these from an online vendor, and I was like, I think I should get some more of these. Just a little bit of information about where you can get these um, and the prices you might pay. I'll be covering that for all the pens. For the Lamy 2000, this has an 18K gold nib, and I think this is about the lowest price point you can find an 18K gold nib. It doesn't look like it's 18K, but it is, and it definitely feels like it. You would need to in order to get this feel out of it, and it's such a small nib that you would need, if it was steel or even 14 karat gold, it would probably feel a little too stiff. This retails for $279, but if you pay $279, you're paying too much. I wound up getting this one at let's see, about 54% discount. And if you just keep your eyes out, you'll find those. For the Pilot Capless, this winds up being more around the $200 mark. I can't remember what the MSRP is, but I wind up finding this at a 30% discount. So again, shop around and you'll find something. I couldn't narrow it down too much, so I just went with whatever this box would hold. And we have a number of pens here, and I'll go through and talk about the price of each one of them individually. Okay, so first of all, this is my Kaweco Supra, and I had a titanium nib sent to me. It's a Bach, and that just changed the whole characteristic of this pen. So did treating it with ammonium vapor. It really gave it that nice patina that I think this is just really great. It looks like it came out of an old submarine or World War II, collectible item or something like that. I just love this pen. It's so great to keep with me. I can throw it in my pocket. I know it's in my pocket, and we'll never lose it. I'm going to show you how to convert this really quickly. I'm going to pull out the converter. Oh no, I'm unscrewing the, there we go, went the wrong way. So if you just leave out this body section, you can use the smaller Kaweco converters, and then you have a very tiny everyday carry pen. But once you post it, this is the size of a normal like ballpoint pen. So super great. Obviously, something that an EDC type of person would be really interested in. Another EDC pen worthy of looking at is this Gravitas Pocket, which I think is just an amazing, beautiful pen. Works so well. I have torture tested this by taking it on an air flight, and nothing came out of it. It was pretty amazing. The only thing I don't like about it is you can hear it. And I could probably get rid of that with some grease or something, but look at that finish. It's just really gorgeous. Uh, Fits in your pocket really quite well. So another pen worth looking at for EDC people. Now we're talking about the more expensive ones at this end, and we get down to the less expensive ones. The only place you can get this is at Pen Venture, pen-venture.com. Emmy is the purveyor there, shrewd businessman. He is awesome to deal with. Makes you feel like you're his only customer. Tunes all the nibs himself before sending them out. Just excellent, above the pale customer service. The Lamy LX. This is the same pen essentially as the Supra or the Safari, the Vista, and the All-Star. The only difference between them is like the materials that they use for the body and maybe the finishes. The LX and the All-Star are both aluminum body. The All-Star has a different type of finish, and it also has the clear grip section. These are really great if you're new to fountain pens because they have kind of a triangular section here, which makes sure that you're gripping it the correct way for having the nib correctly oriented towards the paper. These are range in prices. The Supra you can get for about $30 or so, $36 somewhere in there. You can always find them on sale, and they come in a variety of different finishes. They are awesome writers. I think they're just a super reliable pen, and you can't go wrong. Next one is the TWSBI, and actually, if I was going to arrange these in price, if this was actually a Lamy Safari, it would be more like this, but since this is an LX, these wind up being about the same price. This is a TWSBI. This is the 580, and it's also the diamond. The diamond is the faceted body here. That is actually kind of a diamond pattern here. There's also, I don't think they have it anymore, but there was a 580 that was completely round. This is a really incredible pen. It's a piston filler. It's a favorite of many, many people. There's an internal cap here that helps prevent the nib from getting dry. You won't find them on sale though. However, if you're using their customer loyalty programs, some of them convert to dollar discounts, and so it's like having a gift certificate for say $25. That would make this more like a $45 or $40 pen. As far as features versus price, the Asvine V126, which is a vacuum filler, is about as good of a ratio of pen of value to dollar that you're going to find. I think this is just a really great pen. It's been super reliable. It did not survive the torture test in my air flights, but that's okay for a pen that runs less than $30. Very, very good writers for the price. This one here is a Hongdian. And I think this could be one of the prettiest pens in my collection. And this one cost me $23 from mega online retailer who will remain anonymous during this video. This was from Year of the Rabbit, and you can see a little rabbit down here. This is also a really solid writer. It's got a pretty large nib. It's number 6, I believe, or number 6 equivalent, and it writes very well and doesn't leak and doesn't dry out very quickly. The false starts on them is uh, fairly low. I think all of these pens, depending on what you're looking for, are really reasonably priced. And if you're looking to get into pen collecting, these two here are going to be more of a stretch for people who are just starting out. But this is where you kind of want to look as your next step, is these pens here. Again, this is the Gravitas Pocket, and they make a smaller one called the Dinky, which I think is 85 euros. They also make two others that are lower priced than this one. The Entry and I'm sorry, I can't remember what the name of it is. I'll put the name right here. And the Kaweco Supra. Honorable mention in this group is the Kaweco Supra, which can be had for under $30, not on sale, and you can find it on sale for less than that in a lot of cases. So this is also a really great writer, very solid, and a favorite of many. This one has a smaller case, and that's because there were fewer pens that stood out. So first of all, we're going to start from this end here. And these kind of, well, no, they don't go in any particular order, but I will pop them out in the way that I feel like these are the most popular for me. This one here is the newest of this section, and this is a Stipula Etruria, and it is just an amazing pen. It's made out of celluloid, and it is just, first of all, gorgeous, and it is also an amazing writer. Okay, so let's do a writing test of the Stipula. These are, as I mentioned, in no particular order, but I will announce the one pen that is the standout of the standouts. Stipula Etruria. I believe this is a fine nib. And I hope you can make out the shading happening in real time. If not, rewind it and take a look. I just love the way this pen writes. So the Stipula Etruria is about $1,000. However, I was able to get this on sale for about 50% off. So I paid $487. So if you look for sales, they're out there. And this was purchased from pensavings.com. This next pen is also very new in my collection. This is a Gold Spot exclusive, and this is the Magna Carta 650. The finish on this is called malachite. It's a stacked resin where they alternate black and green. You'll see some funky edits in this video, and that's because there's a lot of smoke in the air here, and I'm coughing, so I'm having to edit those out. Gold Spot, this is normally, I think, a $470 pen, which I got for a 15% discount. $450. Yeah, and I got for 15% discount, and it has 14 karat gold nib. And the nib is what makes this pen special. I'll also mention that there is a Magna Carta 600 out there. It has a different body, but essentially the same grip section and nib. I much prefer the aesthetics of this, the kind of regal look to it. It's got a nice taper on both the cap and the body, whereas the other one's more kind of straight. Looks more like the shrinky-dink version of the Magna Carta M1000. So let's do a writing test of this so you can see what I'm talking about. I have a video for the unboxing and review of this, and I've got it put on the screen right now. This is it's a flex nib. There's only one available, and that's a flex nib, and it's a fine. Now this is where we start to see why this pen is so special. So you can definitely see the flex in this, and a lot of people are comparing this to vintage flex. And this has a ebonite feed that helps keep things going. There was a little bit of a dry start here, and that was because I haven't used this pen in about 4 days, and I probably didn't have it fully capped. But this is the pen that I'm going to be doing all of my holiday cards with. Such a fun pen to use, and I just, the aesthetics of it are beyond compare. Here we go. Okay, so for a while this was one of my daily drivers, and this is perhaps my most favorite pen feel of all my pens. And this is the Sailor Iromiyabi. It has I believe it's a 21 karat gold nib. And it has just the most wonderful writing experience. Now, I will say this though, it was a close match, or it was a very hard decision to make between the Sailor Iromiyabi and the Pilot Namiki Yukari Royale. This also has an amazing feel too. But as far as my favorite feel, it just got edged out to the Sailor. This pen is not inked right now, so we're going to just dip it. And I've chosen Iroshizuku Konpeki for this. I almost chose the dark lilac from Lamy that I have in the Magna Carta, but I don't know. It just felt like this needed a blue ink today. Make sure I get the fins of the feed here. Wipe off a little bit of excess there. Probably shouldn't, but I'm going to. As it's a 21 karat nib, I don't want to apply too much pressure because it could damage the nib, but you do get some variation in the lines. It is a very bouncy nib, and I don't know if you could hear that, but it has such a great audible feedback that you can feel it in your hand as well. So it's hepatic and audible. Um, Again, one of my favorite pens in my collection, and my favorite by just a hair in terms of the feel of the writing. Along with the Namiki, this is the most expensive pen I have in my collection at $1,800 MSRP. I was able to get a 12% discount from Yoseka, which is their standard discount off of MSRP for this particular pen. I believe these pens have gone up in price since then. And with the upcoming tariffs next year, you can pretty much guarantee that these pens are going to go up even more. This has sort of a sandy finish to it that's not smooth at all. It takes some time getting used to, but once you do, it's hard to beat. It's starting to develop a kind of a patina from the oils in my own hands, and it will darken over time as well. So something to look forward to. This is a vintage pen from the 1980s. And it is an Aurora 88. This is also the one that I did the first video for this channel. I got a steal on this for $435 on eBay. These are very difficult to come by. When you do see them on online auctions and so forth, they're usually more than $1,000. Keep a lookout for these. It's a gold body, piston filler. It has an unusual feel. It's a lighter pen than you might expect by its looks. It's just incredible. Go watch the video of that, and I talk more about it in that video and the condition that it was in when I first bought it. And now you can see it's just super polished. You can even see my camera and my lights in here. Posts super well, and it has this very, very long set of tines on the nib, which give it an even bouncier feel. This is a medium nib, which is great because that's what I was looking for. I'm going to use the Konpeki again to test this, and I'm also going to pull the cap off here, so I don't want to post it. I'm afraid of posting it and ruining these fine lines in it. I can't remember if I'm spelling that right. 88 in Italian. It is a very wet pen. Very bouncy nib. Smooth as glass with just a hint of feedback to let you know that you're writing with something. Just really love this pen. The aesthetics about it, it's just the most elegant thing I have. I apologize if you can hear my cat. He's just really digging a box right now. All right, so again, that was an eBay find. It's a vintage from the 1980s, and good luck in trying to find one of those. This final pen is the absolute favorite pen of mine. It is the one pen to rule them all, and this is my Edison Collier Grande. I've mentioned it in other videos. This is Jonathan Brooks Combustion, gold clip, number 8 gold nib. And if you've never experienced a number 8 gold nib, well, you've got to try it sometime. That's a huge chunk of gold. It changes the writing experience. The nib is made by Magna Carta, and it's a new addition to Edison pens. They just recently started offering number 8 golds. Is that? Oh, that's a part of the finish. Um, but look at this Brooks combustion. You can see it there. So the Edison Collier Grande is part of their signature series, and signature series just simply means they're custom ordered. The uh, Grande means that it's the oversize. If you wanted to purchase an Edison Collier non-grande, you can find those at your online retailers, and they will be exactly the same, but you're going to be, uh, you know, purchasing type of resin and whatever nib that it comes with. You don't get to specify them, obviously, because it's not custom. Uh-oh, we're getting a visitor here. Let me do the writing test really quickly here. Now, uh, Brian Gray is the purveyor there and is so fun to talk to. They kept me informed the entire time my pen was on order, letting me know what state it was in. Stage, I should say, because it went through a number of states. This was a little bit delayed, so it wound up taking about maybe 8 weeks. One reason was there was the DC Pen Show right in the middle of the construction of the pen. And another was when they got back, there was a major storm and the power went out in big parts of Ohio where this is made. And it was out for several days, so they didn't have power to run their machines. Um, it's just such a smooth and easy writer. With almost no pressure. It's it's just effortless to write with this pen, and it's beautiful. It's stunning. If you put this out in the sunlight, it is just breathtaking. So, folks, those are my favorite pens. This is my absolute favorite pen. All of the giveaways that are happening right now, all but 2 are going to be given away today. And I'm going to put a link in the comment section about where to go to if you wanted to check your name to see if you're one of the winners of the 2025 calendars or one of the 3 fountain pens that are being given away right now. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Happy holidays, and I wish you the best in the new year. And keep writing.